Did CS2 dig its own grave? I know that this seems kinda crazy considering the hype of CS2 right now. And I mean, just months ago, CSGO hit its peak for most concurrent players, and the number is still extremely high. So why do I pose this question? I think that there's actually some decent reasoning to believe that CS2 could become irrelevant in the FPS genre pretty soon. To start, I want to ask, why did CS2 even get released? I mean, there were a huge amount of players playing the game, so it's not like they were a dying game who released a new version as a publicity stunt or something. Looking at you, Overwatch. CS2 seems to have been released to actually try to improve the game and implement some new features. With the innovation of the new smoke grenades, new strategies are being developed, and vaping on the bomb is a whole lot harder now. The new sub-tick mechanism is there to give the Brazilians and US servers a fighting chance. They even realized that in updating the game, the nostalgia for a lot of players would disappear, so to compensate for that, they even brought back the 100% USG jump shot accuracy that the veterans loved. They intentionally crafted this new version of the game to appeal to the audience that they already have, and to the audience that they wish to grab. There's a lot to love about this new update, and I also know that it's still a work in progress, as not everything is as polished as some have hoped. But that's not what this is about. What this is about is, even with all of these advancements in the game, will people continue to play it, or will CS2 become irrelevant quicker than we think? To answer that, I'll start off by saying that all of these thoughts that I have are 100% fact and need no checking. So if you think that something I say in this video is wrong or controversial, overall, the problem I see with CS2 all relates to ice cream. Yes, the most popular FPS game's downfall will begin with Vanilla Bean. Okay, so imagine you're in a room with 20 people, and you're all receiving ice cream. The only caveat to receiving this manna from God is that all 20 of you have to collectively only choose one flavor. Huh? So now, all 20 of you are arguing over what ice cream flavor is best, which flavor is worst, and which one you should choose. Typically, what ends up happening is that the group will choose the most bland, boring flavor that everyone can eat. You'd end up with vanilla or chocolate. Strawberry's my favorite! This phenomenon is known as the vanilla ice cream effect. In order to appeal to the masses, you appeal to no one. It's like my man Snowcone once said, when everyone's super,
no one will be.
To me, CS2 is packed with exciting new features that make the game more exciting and friendly to all people. But I think that might be a potential problem that could cause it to fall. If you ask your friends who don't like CS why they don't like it, there's probably a couple responses they might have.
The only thing is the recoil, man. But the distance between each spawn is terrible. Always have to run so long to get into a fight.
It's that the recoil pattern mixed with the movement of the game, and then for some reason, like, the gun recoils downwards, which, okay, never heard of a gun doing that.
Why do you not like CSGO?
Well, you see, the issue with CSGO is honestly the fact that it's not League of Legends.
Now, all of these reasons may be a valid reason for the haters to hate the game. But to the loyal fans who have been playing the game for years, those hated reasons are the sole reason that they played the game in the first place. CSGO was maybe not a perfect game, but it was a predictable one that could be mastered. The opportunity to improve and become proficient was always attainable and kept people playing. Things like recoil control could be perfected, and things like smoke grenades were consistently immovable. There was little variation to the utilities and gun mechanics that were used appropriately, but now there are way more variables. Things that we could once rely on, like a completely accurate recoil spread, now rely on a bit of RNG. Smokes can now be vanished away with a piece of terrorist candy. So for reasons like this, CS is trying to appeal to everyone, but in return will they lose everyone? My thoughts are that the things that made CSGO stand the test of time and remain unique over all other games have now been changed, and I can see the player base reacting negatively after the honeymoon phase. I mean, think about it. CS is almost as old as I am. This game has literally fought other titles for centuries to keep its relevance. When you think about all the hype games that have lost their significant relevance, like all the old Black Ops games, Apex Legends, Overwatch, Counter-Strike was consistently growing its fan base. It was the good old reliable. When the industry was changing and trying new things, you could always run back to the safe, predictable, consistent wasteland of CS. It was steadily stacking its digits the whole time. And as of right now, no new innovative FPS games are coming out, so we might as well go back to the old CS again, because every other game is boring. So what we were left with is a game that had a massive following and was only showing signs of more growth and success. The devs knew what the community liked and were making a huge profit off of it. So I decided to change the game. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, really, when I was researching this topic, I really couldn't figure out why they would decide to release this massive update. And so far, the legitimate only conclusion I can come to is that they actually listen to their audience, which is really wholesome. But the main problem I see is that they actually listen to their audience. Now, all of this is just my own thoughts and probably won't happen, but I do believe it does have a chance of happening. I would love to know what you guys think of CS2, if it'll die soon, maybe why they decided to release it now, why skins are so expensive, what your favorite ice cream is. I don't know, I don't care. But I would love to see your thoughts in the comments. I'll try to get back to them as soon as possible. Thanks.